Game of the Gods. Episode 1. The beginning of the end. A normal school day. Students laughed in the hallways. Teachers prepared their lessons. No one knew humanity's fate was about to change. Lin Chun sat near the window, staring at the blue sky outside. Another boring day. Then, boom! The entire school shook violently. Students screamed. Windows shattered. The sky outside cracked like glass. What the hell is that? Everyone rushed to the windows. A massive golden eye appeared in the heavens. Watching, judging. A cold voice echoed across the world. Attention, inhabitants of Earth. Every phone, every television, every computer, every human heard the same voice. Silence consumed the world. The game of the gods will now begin. A sky split apart. Golden lights swallowed everything. Students screamed. Teachers panicked. Lin Chun felt his body become weightless. Then darkness. When he opened his eyes, he wasn't in school anymore. He was lying on wet grass. Tall trees surrounded him. An endless forest stretched in every direction. Birds screeched overhead. The air smelled wild, dangerous. What happened? A blue screen suddenly appeared before his eyes. Game of the Gods system activated. Welcome, player, Lin Chun. Location: Beginner Island 778. Survival rate: 12%. Lin Chun froze. The screen continued. Main objective: survive. Nothing else. Just one word. Survive. Then another message appeared. Warning. Monsters have been released. A distant howl echoed through the forest. Ah woo. Lin Chun's blood ran cold. Something was out there, watching him, hunting him. A rustling sound came from the bushes nearby. Slow. Heavy. Approaching. Lin Chun clenched his fists. His heart pounded. The game had begun, and death was already coming. End of Episode 1. Chapter 2. The weakest class. The island was silent. Too silent. After the strange storm that brought them here, the students finally stopped running. They were hungry, exhausted, scared. Some were crying. Some were blaming each other. Then a giant blue screen appeared in front of everyone. Welcome, players. The game of the gods has begun. To survive, each player must awaken a class. One by one, the students stepped forward. Class obtained, warrior. Class obtained, mage. Class obtained, archer. The stronger-looking students smiled. They felt safe. Then it was Lin Chun's turn. He placed his hand on the crystal. The screen flickered, analyzing player. Combat experience: low. Magic compatibility: unknown. Weapon compatibility: multiple. The students laughed. Even the system doesn't know what he is. Maybe he's useless. Then the screen changed. Hidden class found. Everyone went silent. Class: Jack of all trades. A moment later, laughter filled the area. Jack of all trades. That's the worst one. You'll never beat someone who specializes. Lin Chun ignored them. He stared at the class description. A class with no limits. A path for those who survive when all paths fail. Suddenly, he remembered his grandfather. Years ago, a young Lin Chun walked through the forest behind his grandfather. Grandpa, why do we spend so much time learning this? The old hunter smiled. Because one day, you might lose everything except what you know. He pointed toward the animal tracks. Strength is useful, but survival. He tapped Lin Chun's chest. Survival comes from adapting. Back on the island, Lin Chun opened his eyes. The system appeared again. Asterisk, asterisk skills. Acquired, asterisk, asterisk. Hunter's instinct. Survival knowledge. Weapon adaptation. Then A terrifying growl echoed through the forest. Everyone froze. Trees shook. A creature stepped out. A wolf, but not a normal wolf. Its body was covered with wind-like energy. Windwolf. Danger level F. The students panicked. Run. The wolf ignored everyone. Its eyes locked onto Lin Chun, because the system had marked him as the easiest target. Lin Chun slowly picked up a broken sword lying on the ground, a weapon he had never used before. Everyone laughed. He's fighting with a sword? He's going to die. But Lin Chun didn't see a monster. He saw a predator. The way it stepped, the way it breathed, the way its muscles moved before attacking. His grandfather's lessons returned. A hunter doesn't chase the animal. A hunter waits until the animal reveals itself. The windwolf disappeared. Whoosh! It attacked. But Lin Chun moved. Not faster. Not stronger. Just earlier. The sword cut across the wolf's side. Slash. The wolf landed behind him. Everyone stared. How did he know where it would attack? Lin Chun looked at the creature. It always gives a warning. The wolf roared and charged again. This time, Lin Kun was ready. Jack of all trades skill activated. Adaptation. Enemy movement analysis. His sword moved. 1 strike. 2. 3. Windwolf defeated. First monster kill achieved. Rewards granted. Plus 50 EXP. Skill unlocked. Predator's Fang. The student stood frozen. The person they called useless was the first one to defeat a monster. Lin Chun looked at the sword in his hand, then at the endless forest ahead. This island. He tightened his grip. Is going to be harder than I thought. Game of the Gods. Chapter 3. The Island's Trial. Lin Chun's group. After defeating their first monsters, the class finally realizes the island is not a normal place. The system appears. Survival, Day 3. Remaining survivors, unknown. Monster wave countdown, 4 days remaining. Students begin gathering resources and building a temporary camp. Luo Tian grips his axe while looking at Lin Chun. Luo Tian, you really plan to abandon people who can't fight? Lin Chun doesn't even look back. Lin Chun, if they can't survive a small monster attack, they won't survive what's coming. The atmosphere becomes tense. Chun Hao, holding his bow, watches silently. Chun Hao, he's harsh, but he hasn't been wrong yet. The first real hunt. The group enters the forest searching for food. Suddenly, a dangerous creature has entered the area. A mutated beast appears. The weaker students panic. Luo Tian charges forward with his axe. Axe cleave. The monster is pushed back. Chun Hao fires arrows from a distance. Weakness detected, but the monster keeps recovering. Lin Chun steps forward. His eyes narrow. Lin Chun, you two. Create an opening. For the first time, Luo Tian and Chun Hao fight alongside Lin Chun. Shen Yuyan's group, another side of the island. Meanwhile, the other survivors are facing their own challenges. Shen Yuyan leads. Zhao Wushuang, Ling Yu, Li Anran, Lin Wana. A monster attacks their camp. Li Anran creates a barrier. Li Anran, everyone behind me. Barrier activated. Lin Wana heals the injured. Zhao Wushuang steps forward. A sword domain. The monster falls. But Ling Yu suddenly sees a vision. A boy standing in the darkness. A strange power surrounding him. Ling Yu. There are others. Shen Yuyan looks at her. Shen Yuyan. Where? Ling Yu closes her eyes. Ling Yu. On the other side of the island? End of chapter 3. The system appears. New objective activated. Find other survivors before the monster wave begins. Chapter 4. The other survivors. The forest was silent. Lin Chun's group moved cautiously through the trees. The monster wave was only a few days away. Everyone could feel the pressure growing. Suddenly, a system notification appeared. Nearby survivors detected. Distance, 1.2 kilometers. Junhao's eyes widened. Other survivors. Luo Tian tightened his grip on his axe. Lin Chun immediately changed direction. Let's move. Shen Yuyan's group. On the other side of the forest, Ling Yu slowly opened her eyes. Her vision had become clearer. The people I saw before. They are close. Shen Yuya nodded. Then we'll fight them before the monster wave. Suddenly, a growl echoed through the forest. 3 razor wolves emerged from the bushes. The wolves immediately charged. Li Anren stepped forward. Barrier activated. The wolves slammed into a glowing shield. Li Anren smirked. Still too weak. One wolf leaped over the barrier. Before it could attack, flash, Zhao Wuxuang appeared. Her wooden practice sword had long been replaced by a real blade. One clean strike. The wolf fell instantly. Li Anren laughed. Show off. Zhao rolled her eyes. And you're still reckless. The 2 girls stood back, back. Just like before the island. Before the island. Everyone knew them. Zhao Wuxuang, the school's kendo genius. Li Anran, the troublemaker who was always getting into fights. No one understood why they were friends. One was disciplined, the other was chaos. Yet somehow, they always had each other's backs. The encounter. The battle ended, just as everyone relaxed. A voice came from the trees. Move. Everyone froze. A monster boar burst out of the forest. Much larger than anything they had seen before. Spike-back boar. The creature charged directly at Ling Yu. Li Anran rushed forward. Zhao drew her sword. But someone moved faster. A figure appeared between them and the monster. For Lin Chun. Boom. The boar crashed into him. The ground cracked. The monster was stopped completely. For a moment, everyone stared. Li Anran blinked. Who the hell is this guy? Lin Chun didn't answer. His eyes remained fixed on the monster. Get back. The spike-back boar roared. Lin Chun stepped forward. The real battle was about to begin. End of Chapter 4. Main quest updated. Survivor groups merged. Prepare for monster wave. 3 days remaining. Chapter 5. Battle of Trust. The forest trembled. The massive spike-back boar lowered its head. Its crimson eyes locked onto Ling Yu. The ground cracked beneath its hooves. Move. Li Anran rushed forward. A translucent barrier appeared before the girls. Barrier wall. Boom. The boar slammed into it. Cracks spread instantly. Li Anran's face paled. Impossible. The barrier was about to shatter. Then, a hand grabbed the boar's tusk. Everything stopped. For a brief moment, the forest became silent. Everyone stared. The monster that had nearly broken Li Anran's barrier could no longer move. Lin Chun stood between the boar and the girls. His expression remained calm, almost bored. Get back. Zhao Wuxuang narrowed her eyes. Strong. Very strong. But she wasn't convinced yet. No one should be able to stop a monster like that so easily. The boar roared. Lin Chun released the tusk and stepped back. Now, the monster charged again. Boom. Lin Chun disappeared. A second later, he appeared beside the boar. His spear flashed. Blood sprayed. The boar screamed. Fast. Chun Hao muttered. Even he struggled to follow Lin Chun's movements. The boar spun wildly. Its spikes erupted. Several shot toward the survivors. Behind me. Li Anran activated another barrier. Barrier dome. The spikes struck the shield. Crack. 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 Before the barrier could collapse, Zhao Wuxuang moved. Blue light erupted around her blade. 1 strike, 2 strikes, 3 strikes. The remaining spikes shattered. Lin Chen noticed. For the first time, his eyes shifted toward Zhao Wuxuang. Interesting. Zhao Wuxuang smirked. So he can notice other people. Li Anren laughed. Don't start. The boar roared one final time. Its body expanded. Its muscles swelled. Blood-red energy covered its skin. Elite skill activated. Berserk charge. Everyone's faces changed. The boar became a blur. It rushed directly at Lin Chen. Boom! The forests exploded. Trees shattered. Dust filled the air. Lin Chen. Lin Wana cried out. When the dust cleared, the boar stood frozen. A spear had pierced directly through its skull. Lin Chen stood behind it, breathing heavily. Blood dripped from his arm. The giant body collapsed. Thud. Elite Spikeback boar defeated. EXP awarded. Contribution calculated. Silence. Zhao Wuxuang stared at the corpse. She had expected strength. She hadn't expected that. Li Anran whistled. Okay. He's ridiculous. Lin Chen ignored them. He pulled his spear free, then looked at Shen Yuyan's group. Names. Everyone blinked. Li Anran pointed at him. That's your greeting. Names. Lin Chen repeated. Shen Yuyan sighed. Shen Yuyan, leader of this group. Zhao Wuxuang. Her swordswoman crossed her arms. Li Anran. Ling Yu. Lin Wana. Lin Chen nodded, then pointed behind him. Chun Hao. Archer. Luo Tian. Axe user. The introductions were painfully short. Li Anran leaned toward Zhao Wuxuang. I don't think he knows how conversations work. I heard that. Lin Chen replied. Everyone froze. Chun Hao burst out laughing. For the first time, the tension eased. Just a little. Suddenly, a familiar blue screen appeared before everyone. System notification. Survivors detected. 17. Survivor groups successfully merge. Monster wave countdown. Difficulty recalculating. Everyone's smiles disappeared. The countdown stopped. Difficulty increased. Additional elite monsters added. Boss monster spawn probability increased. Silence. Luo Tan slowly looked up. That's bad. No. Ling Yu's face turned pale. That's very bad. Lin Chen stared at the notification. His expression darkened. The gods had noticed them, and the monster wave had just become much more dangerous. End of Chapter 5. Chapter 6. Preparing for the monster wave. The morning sun rose over the island. After reuniting with Shen Yuyan's group, Lin Chen brought everyone back to his shelter. When they arrived, everyone stopped. A massive corpse rested beside the camp. The spikeback boar. Even after seeing it defeated, standing beside its body was overwhelming. Li Anren stared. That thing was really killed by one person. Chun Hao smiled. You should have seen his face during the fight. Luo Tian laughed. He looked more annoyed than afraid. Lin Chen ignored them and began organizing the supplies. We need food. We need weapons. We need defenses. Everyone became serious. The monster wave was coming. That night, the survivors gathered around the campfire. For the first time since arriving on the island, they ate until they were full. They talked. They laughed. They were no longer strangers. They were a team. The next morning, a system notification appeared. Monster wave begins in 24 hours. Everyone's expression changed. The peaceful moment was over. Lin Chen stood up. We need more supplies. The group split into teams. Some reinforced the shelter. Some collected materials. The girls entered the forest to gather food, herbs, and anything useful before the wave arrived. Shen Yuyan searched for signs of useful creatures. Ling Yu carefully watched their surroundings. Zhao Wuxuang kept her hand on her sword. Something about the forest felt wrong. Too quiet. Deep within the trees, a branch moved. A pair of golden eyes opened. The creature watched the humans from the darkness. It had seen the battle with the spikeback boar. It had seen Lin Chun. The corner of its mouth slowly lifted. Strange intelligence burned in its eyes. Not an animal. Not a normal monster. A predator. System notification. Unknown monster detected. Threat level unable to calculate. The golden eyes disappeared into the forest, but the danger remained. The monster wave was coming, and something was waiting for Lin Chun. To be continued. Chapter 7. 1 minute until impact. The sky above the island became dark, not because of night, but because something was coming. Inside the cave shelter, the survivors gathered together. Weapons were prepared. Supplies were stored. Everyone was ready, but nobody spoke. For the first time, they all understood the same thing. The monster wave was not a normal battle. It was survival. Lin Chun stood near the entrance of the cave, looking out at the forest. The same forest where they had fought monsters. The same forest where the golden eyes had watched them. Zhao Wuxuang walked beside him. "Are you nervous?" Lin Chun stayed silent for a moment. Then, "Yes." Everyone looked surprised. It was the first time they heard him admit it. Lin Chun tightened his grip on his weapon. "But fear doesn't change anything. We fight anyway." A blue screen suddenly appeared in front of everyone. System notification. Emergency event. Monster wave detected. Time until arrival. Prepare for battle. Survive. Silence filled the cave. 1 minute. That was all they had. Chon Hao checked his arrows. 1 minute. I wish we had more time. Luo Tian lifted his axe onto his shoulder. We don't need more time. We just need to survive. Shen Yuyan looked toward the forest. Her instincts as a beast tamer were screaming. The monsters were close. Too close. Ling Yu closed her eyes. Her fortune teller ability activated. But nothing appeared. Her face became serious. The future. It's completely hidden. Li Anren created a barrier around the cave entrance. I'll protect everyone I can. Lin Wana prepared her healing supplies. No matter how bad it gets, we bring everyone back alive. The ground began shaking. Dust fell from the cave ceiling. Boon, boon, boon. Something was approaching. Not one monster. Many. Everyone moved into position. Chon Hao climbed to a high point near the cave. Zhao Wuxuang stood at the front. Luo Tian planted his axe into the ground. Shen Yuyan prepared her beast tamer skills. Ling Yu held her crystal tightly. Li Anran's barrier surrounded the team. Lin Warner took a deep breath. The sounds grew louder. The forest was moving. Lin Chun stepped forward. Everyone looked at him. He looked back at his team. Survive. One word. But everyone understood. The monsters reached the edge of the forest. Hundreds of glowing eyes appeared. The island trembled. System notification. First monster wave has begun. The monsters charged. The battle for survival had started. To be continued. Chapter 8. The first monster wave. The forests exploded. Monsters poured out from the trees. Hundreds of glowing eyes moved through the darkness. The ground shook beneath their footsteps. The first monster wave had arrived. Everyone. Lin Chun's voice echoed through the battlefield. Hold the entrance. The team moved instantly. No hesitation. No panic. They trusted him. The first monsters reached the cave. A group of wild fangs charged forward. Their claws tore through the ground. Barrier. Li Anren stepped forward. A massive shield of energy appeared. Boon. The monsters crashed into the barrier. The impact shook the entire cave. Lian Ran gritted her teeth. They're stronger than normal monsters. Then don't let them break through. Zhao Wuxuang rushed forward. Her sword flashed. 1 strike, 2 strikes, 3 monsters fell. Her movements were precise. Every attack protected the people behind her. High above the battlefield, Chon Hao pulled back his bell. His eyes locked onto the monsters. 1 arrow, 2 arrows, 3 arrows. Every shot hit its target. None of them get close. The monsters continued coming. More and more. Luo Tian laughed as he raised his axe. Finally, a real fight. He charged forward. Boom. His axe smashed into the ground. Several monsters were thrown backward. Shen Yuyan watched the battlefield carefully. Her beast tamer ability activated. The monsters were different from normal beasts. They weren't just animals. They were controlled by the system. She clenched her fist. I can't tame these. Not yet. Ling Yu suddenly opened her eyes. Lin Chon. A monster was approaching from behind. Too fast. Too close. Lin Chon moved. His sword aura erupted. 1 slash. The monster was cut down. Everyone froze for a moment. Even during the chaos, he was still watching everyone. System notification. Monster wave progress. Remaining monsters. Unknown. Everyone's expression changed. Unknown. The system couldn't even count them. The battle continued. The survivors fought as one. For the first time, the island witnessed something unexpected. A group of humans who refused to fall. But deep within the forest, the golden eyes opened again. The creature watched the battle, watching Lin Chun, studying him. Unknown monster. Interesting. Lin Chun suddenly looked toward the forest. He felt it. Someone was watching. The first wave was only beginning. To be continued. Chapter 9. The last wave. The battlefield had become silent. The forest that once stood tall was now destroyed. Trees were broken. The ground was covered with monster corpses. The survivors stood among the destruction, exhausted, injured, but alive. Lin Chon looked around. Everyone was still standing. Zhao Wuxuang's sword was covered in scratches. Chun Hao's arms were shaking from firing too many arrows. Luo Tian's axe was chipped. Lian Ran's barrier was almost completely broken. Lin Wana had used most of her healing power. Shen Yuyan's beasts were exhausted. Ling Yu's face was pale from using too much divination. But nobody gave up. A notification appeared. System notification. Monster wave progress. Remaining monsters. Everyone froze. 1 monster. Chun Hao looked around. Then where is it? Boom. The ground trembled. A crack spread across the battlefield. The remaining trees shook violently. Something was approaching. Something much bigger than the other monsters. Lin Chun slowly turned toward the forest. The golden eyes from before appeared again. The creature stepped out of the darkness. Everyone became silent. It was massive. Its body was covered with black scales. A terrifying aura surrounded it. This was not an ordinary monster. System analysis. Elite monster detected. Name: unknown. Rank: unknown. Threat level: unable to calculate. Ling Yu's hands trembled. The system can't identify it? Shen Yuyan stared at the creature. My beast tamer ability. It's afraid of it. The monster looked at the survivors. Then its eyes stopped on Lin Chan. It wasn't looking at the group. It was looking at him, like it had been waiting. Zhao Wuxuang stepped forward. Lin Chun, we fight together. Lin Chun looked at her, then at the others. A few days ago, they were strangers. Now, they were his team. Lin Chun raised his weapon. Everybody attacked together. The battle began. The monster charged. Boom! The entire battlefield shook. Li Anren created a barrier. Crack! The barrier shattered instantly. That strong. Chun Hao fired. Every arrow struck the monster's weak points. Zhao Wushwang followed with a sword strike. Luo Tian attacked from the side. Shen Yuyan commanded her beasts to distract it. Lin Wana supported everyone. Ling Yu shouted warnings before every attack, but the monster kept moving. Too fast, too powerful. Lin Chun realized they couldn't defeat it separately. They needed teamwork. Zhao Wushwang, open its defense. She understood immediately. Luo Tian, break its balance. Chun Hao, hit the opening. Everyone, give me one chance. The team moved together. For the first time, they weren't fighting as individuals. They were one. Zhao Wushwang's sword cut through the monster's armor. Luo Tian's axe struck its leg. The monster fell for a moment. Chun Hao's arrow pierced its weak point. Lin Chun disappeared. His sword aura erupted. All the energy he had saved, released in one strike. Boom! Silence. The monster slowly collapsed. System notification. Elite monster defeated. Contribution calculating. Everyone stared. They had survived. System notification. First monster wave completed. Rewards will now be distributed. System shop. Opened for 30 minutes. The survivors looked at each other. The first battle was over, but the world had changed. Far above the island, the gods watched silently. One of them spoke. That team, they were not supposed to survive. To be continued. Chapter 10. The Chosen Champions. The moment the system shop closed, the sky darkened. The sun disappeared behind black clouds. A terrifying pressure descended upon the entire island. Every player stopped what they were doing. Even the monsters fell silent. Then, the heavens split apart. Massive golden gates slowly opened in the sky. 1, 2, 3. Hundreds of gates appeared above the island. A divine voice echoed throughout the world. Global system announcement. Congratulations. You have survived the first monster wave. You have proven yourselves worthy of entering the true game of the gods. Beginning now. The selection of champions. Millions of players stared into the sky. Champions. What does that mean? The system answered. Every god may choose a champion. Champions may receive divine skills, divine equipment, divine quests, faster growth. However, if your patron god falls, you will lose all divine blessings. The golden gates slowly opened, one after another. Ancient beings stepped forward. A god of war, a goddess of ice, a god of flames, a goddess of nature, a god of shadows. Each radiated overwhelming divine power. The island trembled beneath their presence. Back at Lin Chan's camp, everyone looked up in awe. Chun Hao could barely breathe. Are those? Teacher Su Mei nodded. Gods. Suddenly, golden beams of light descended across the island. One player after another was chosen. Player 41,882 has become the champion of the god of fire. Player 73,114 has become the champion of the goddess of ice. Player Ohm 0891 has become the champion of the god of lightning. World chat explode. Greater than, I was chosen. I received a divine skill. The gods are real. Then, a voice echoed across the heavens. Different from the others. Older, calmer, interested, fascinating. All the gods turned toward one person. Lin Chun, the god of war, smiled. His swordsmanship has potential. The goddess of nature shook her head. He understands life. The god of shadows laughed. He hunts like a predator. Even the beast goddess glanced toward him, a human who understands beasts. For the first time, several gods wanted the same champion. The entire island watched in disbelief. No ordinary survivor had ever attracted multiple gods. Lin Chon simply looked at the sky. So, this is the next stage of the game. Above the clouds, one final throne remained hidden in darkness. Its owner had not spoken, but a pair of ancient golden eyes slowly opened, watching only Lin Chun, as if waiting, as if testing him. To be continued.